Welcome to the latest installment of Mystery Foods. I think we're up to number 5 now, so that's pretty cool. I have more food tonight to try and guess what it is. And also I rate the food before I know what it actually is. So they're all fruit and all vegetables, so let's get cracking. Okay, food number 1. Let's see what it is. Interesting. It looks a bit like something on one of my other videos called a swede. Oh, very much like potato. It smells like a sweet potato. Okay, enough smelling and talking, let's just try it. Okay, it seriously tastes like squash, but as you can see, it's pure white. It tastes like squash, but the texture actually is a bit different. It's like a potato squash. I actually really like it. Cooked to perfection. I think it's just been steamed. That was pretty nice. I ate the whole thing with ease. I wasn't struggling. I really liked the way it was cooked. It's steamed, and everything tonight will have been steamed or boiled. And I rate it 8.5 out of 10 because it's like a potato in texture, but it has more of a flavour to it than potato. Sort of like a squash, a little bitterness and a bit of sweetness. Yes, I think it was pretty good. I think it was called something like a potato squash or something like that. I could be completely wrong, but... Oh, it's a turnip. There you go. Never had a turnip before. Mystery food number 2. Here we go. Leafy and stalky. Let's try the stalk first. Looks interesting. Looks sort of like spinach leaf. The leaf part tastes a lot like spinach, maybe not a strong flavour. And the stalk part tastes nearly flavourless. A little bit like broccoli. It's sort of like a mixture of broccoli and spinach flavoured. I actually prefer the stalk bits compared to the leaf bits. The stalk bits aren't very stringy, but the leaf bits are quite stringy. So I think that would go well in the leaves like you would eat spinach. And I think the stalks would go well with how you would eat asparagus. It doesn't taste like asparagus, but the texture is sort of similar to asparagus. And it has the little floret on the ends, like the little bulby bits, which reminds me of asparagus texture as well. I'm going to rate that 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't super tasty, but I think it could be used in conjunction with other things and sauces to make quite a good side element to a dish. I think it's some sort of broccoli variant. I have no idea what that would be called. Okay, so it is actually Chinese broccoli. There you go. Gailum? Is that how you say it? Gailum. Okay, mystery food number 3. Beans. I think I know what these are. Very thick skin. I feel like I've had this on Mexican before. The big ones and the small ones. The flavour is actually a little bit like edamame beans. The small ones have a slight bitter undertone compared to the large ones. It wasn't too bad. I'm going to rate it 7.5, same as the last one. Good with other food, but by itself not as entertaining as some of the others. So I think it is some sort of bean, like a fava bean or something like that. I think I've had something like that before. Anyway, let's have a look. That's a broad bean, there you go. I have had them before, but I couldn't put a name to it. So this is number 4, and this one can be eaten raw or cooked. So I'm going to try the raw first and then the cooked. Okay, interesting. Really crunchy. Tastes like a really mild but sweet radish. And cooked is a bit bitter actually. Sorry, just these centre bits are a little bit bitter compared to the outside bits when cooked. It tastes pretty close to a squash actually, similar to something else I've had on this mystery food series. I prefer it cooked because it's a bit easier to eat. I think this would go great with a salad. Sorry, the uncooked would go great with a salad in small amounts, sort of like rocket, and it would make that sort of edgy flavour to the salad. Whereas this would go better with like a mix of things like, you know, potato salad or something like that. So on this raw piece, the outside is actually much softer than the inside. Okay, I changed my mind. I like it raw better. The flavour's actually more mild when it's raw. It's very slightly like a radish, but only very slightly, a bit sweet. When it's cooked, it actually turns a bit more bitter. Yeah, I actually quite like that. I think it is some sort of, obviously, root vegetable. I can't put my finger on what it would be or what it would be called. I'm going to say it's a weird type of beetroot out there. And I rate it 8.6 out of 10. It's not quite 8.5, but it's not quite 9 either. It is actually a white radish. Oh, there you go. It's quite mild compared to a standard purple radish. Okay, final one for the night. This is food number 5. Interesting. It's quite firm, almost like an apple. It tastes like a raw, as in underripe pear. The skin looks like a pear, but it tastes nice. It tastes and feels like a pear that's not ripe. On that basis, I'm going to rate it a 5 out of 10 because it just doesn't hit the mark compared to a pear. I suppose if you want something a bit more crunchy and you wanted a pear sort of taste, that would be good. But I thought I was being tricked just then, but my wife told me that I actually haven't had that before. So I think it's a variation of a pear, but I don't know if it's still called a pear. I'm going to go yes, it's a variation of a pear, but some bizarre variation that it doesn't actually soften up. It's called, that's a Corella pear. There you go. I've seen them before, but I've never had one. Thanks for watching Mystery Foods number 5. If you liked this video, please like it. Please subscribe if you want to see some more videos. Leave a comment down below on things you want to see on this channel. Thanks for watching and making it this far. You've just watched Mystery Foods number 5.